Hey up and welcome to Padley Gorge, and I don't know if you can hear me or not, but this is crazy. Just look at the water. You've probably seen it in the B-roll video. We've had a month's rain over the weekend and the river is absolutely going crazy. I don't know what the waterfalls are going to be like, but this is just bonkers. Absolutely never seen it like this before. It's summer. This is more like winter or late autumn. Hey up and welcome to this video. Now it's Monday the 24th of July and looking outside it's more like winter. In fact, the weather we've had the past few weeks has been diabolical really. It's been too hot. Then we've had thunderstorms, we've had hail, torrential, tropical rain. For photography, it's just been, yeah, cancel it, forget it. And I feel really sorry for people that's waited for their annual holiday to come round, and now they've got this weather. It's so demoralising. And I did make a video a few weeks ago on Burbage, and I got home, I took the memory card out of the Pocket Osmo 2, put it into the computer, and the memory card went, no, I'm not very well, I'm faulty, you're not having this footage. So we didn't get a video. So here's a couple of shots that I took there that I was happy with, and what we obviously can see in these images is the heather. The heather had started to come through, and it reminded me that the past couple of years I've always gone out to shoot the heather too late, when it's gone kind of a burnished browny pinky colour. So I thought, okay, if it's out here now, what's it going to be like in 3 weeks? Maybe in 3 weeks there'll be enough out to photograph it. So I've come here today. I'm parked up in Surprise View car park at the moment, and I was determined to come out no matter what the weather was, and it's raining. So I've got all my waterproofs on, I've got my umbrella ready, I've got everything I need to photograph in the rain. Whilst I'm here, I would like to get some shots of the silver birch trees, because I've always walked through them and I've never really taken any shots of them. So we might do that first while it's still raining. Then we're going to walk up towards Car Walk and Higator. I'm not going to go all the way unless it looks really good, and hopefully get some shots of the heather. But I just needed to get out today. I didn't really care what the weather was going to do. I've been stuck in processing images. So yeah, today was the time to get out and see what we can get. I don't know what we're going to get. Unfortunately it's also a little bit windy as well, and I don't mind the rain, but the wind, that means we've got to get crank up a fast shutter speed. But it is what it is, as they say. Now I just want to give a massive thank you to everybody that's subscribed to the channel. We've just tipped over the 500 subscriber mark, and I'm well chuffed with that, so thank you if you've subscribed to the channel. Well, after walking around Surprise View for a couple of hours, capturing footage and taking shots, I got back to the car and I felt quite flat. I'd set my expectations far too high, expecting the heather to be out on the moorland. Possibly expecting a little bit of light to come through. So yeah, I was back at the car, and the content I'd got I felt wasn't good enough for a full video. And here's some of the still shots I took, and I wanted some long exposures, but the wind was blowing the foliage, so even those I wasn't happy with. So this was the best of the bunch. So I got back to the car and thought, okay, I'm in the area, it's only about 8:30. I've got a choice now from Surprise View. I could go to quite a few different locations from here and see what we can get. The forecast was for some light later on, so do I go somewhere in the hope that we get some light? And I'd already thought about going to Padley Gorge, so I tried to lift my mood back up and sat, and I thought, okay, we'll go to Padley Gorge and we'll spend some time photographing those gnarly trees, because I'd seen a couple of videos and I'd seen how lush summer green Padley Gorge was, and I'd never been there at this time of year. It's always been very much an autumn location. So off we went down to Padley Gorge, and as you've seen at the beginning of this video, Burbage Brook was on fire in more ways than one. The ferocity of the water and the colour of the water just looked like it was on fire. So let's have a look at that B-roll I mentioned now of what I faced when I got there. It was amazing, absolutely amazing to see Burbage Brook bursting at the seams with all this water. And how could I forget that over the weekend we'd had a month's rain, and here it was bombing down into Padley Gorge. And I thought, okay, let's see if we can make a vlog from this. The problem I've got was the sound. As I got further into Padley Gorge, the sound was deafening. So I wasn't going to be able to make any voice recordings standing next to this this amazing sight and sound. So I went down and started to get some footage, take some still shots, and
I found previous compositions that I took, and one thing this water was doing, it was giving you different compositions, and that's quite obvious really, because the water level had gone from this to this. So we'll see in some comparisons here of how different Padley Gorge was from when I visited previous, and you can see from these side-by-side comparisons the difference that a month's rain had made on the scene, and it was giving all kinds of different compositions. Now, it had been raining that morning, and I looked down into Padley Gorge and I thought, this is slippy, and if I happen to slip down, I'm going to be in that water and I'm going to be dead. Whether you could swim or not, that water was dangerous. So I kept at the higher level. I did go down at one stage where I felt it was a bit safe. Now, we always think of waterfalls as being pretty. These weren't pretty, but they had a different kind of beauty in them. So that's what I tried to capture. And we'll have a little slideshow at the end of what I thought was the best images. I did take quite a few, and I did lots of different exposures because the water was running faster. So I will put up on the images to show you the shutter speed, because it's always the shutter speed that's the key to capturing the action in waterfalls. But here's another comparison, like a before and after, and it was giving you very unique images. This clearly doesn't happen very often, but I think if you follow the weather forecast and see that we're going to get a lot of rain over a period of a couple of days, then this is the result. Quite amazing. And it was difficult to get some of these shots because you was having to perch on slippy rocks. And I took a couple of pictures on my phone, sent them to Helen. She says, "Oh, don't get too near." And as I stood perched, tripod on these rocks, yeah, if she'd have been with me, she'd have gone, "No, you're not going there." But this was probably, for me, this might not happen again. Although the current weather, it probably will next week. But this was an amazing experience, because obviously this time of year I'd gone to Padley Gorge not expecting this. I expected to take pictures of the trees, and I did take a few quick shots of the trees, but not the amount of time I wanted to spend. So I'm going back hopefully next week, and I'm going to ignore the water, whatever the water's doing, because I've got these shots. I'm going to concentrate on the gnarly trees and get some really nice gnarly tree shots. The greens were beautiful, beautiful greens, but I was distracted into taking this, what we see here. And there was branches being moved, shifted down, and it's going to be really interesting to go back when the water's calmed down and see what a difference this has made, because I don't think it would move. It might move some rocks. It would certainly move a lot of the branches that's been in the water and add new branches in as well. So there's probably 3 or 4 waterfalls, nice waterfalls, that you can photograph in Padley Gorge, and I think after this they might look a little bit different. But so this is not sort of a normal kind of vlog, but I think it was important to share this with you, just to see the difference that all this water makes on a scene. I was quite surprised that there weren't many people there. And the weather forecast wasn't great, but a few people did start to appear later, and I didn't see any other photographers. So I felt I'd got some, might have some exclusive shots from this. I'm sure it's happened before, the amount of rainfall we get, but it's something I've not seen. But boy, did this lift my spirits. My spirits now were right up here, having been flattened on surprise view, because this was a surprise in Padley Gorge, and I had no surprises in surprise view. So we started the morning down here, and we was up here at the end of it. Amazing. We'll just talk through one or two of the compositions before the slideshow. And this one, in fact we'll just do one because we don't want a long video. So this one, I really thought this had some potential here. We've got a nice tree on the right hand side, and then we've got the foliage, the nice green vibrant leaves kind of forming an archway above the water rapids. The only thing about the shot I didn't like was all the foam at the bottom, but there was the foam coming up all around these rapids, so some of the shots it was unavoidable. So that's probably the only thing I don't quite like in this shot, but otherwise I like it. I love the shape of the leaves and the foliage. Here's another shot, a bit wider, much wider scene, and here I like the way I've got the tree arching above the frame there. I really like that, and you've obviously got all the water rapids below, and the colour from the peat really brings this image to life. I know not everybody likes the colour in the water in the Peak District. It is from the peat, but it really oranges and browns there. It really makes that image look quite vibrant. So I thought I'd share that with you. Thank you for watching. Thank you if you're one of the 500 subscribers. If you'd like to consider subscribing to the channel, you're very welcome. It's free. Give the video a like if you've liked this content. I certainly enjoyed that experience. Share the video, and if you want to go and see this, then just watch that weather forecast, and it's well worth the experience. It's well worth it, I can assure you. So we'll have a quick slideshow now of the what I consider was my best images taken here. Next video, I'm going to go back to Padley Gorge, and I'm going to take some really hopefully nice shots of the trees, not be distracted by the water, trees only, but really have a look at this lush green that's there and try and capture that. The only problem is lush green is all you might see, so maybe the challenge is to try and get another colour in there. Maybe I'll stand there with my yellow umbrella, who knows. Anyway, thank you for watching. Here's the slideshow, and I'll see you next time.